about to leave, already packing. Come with me, I'm not really asking. We'll get away to a place where we don't know. About to see the world in action, what we can be, life with no distractions. We'll get away, this is what we waited for. Take my hand, we'll make it somehow. We can't miss out. I'm done living life with the lights out, down with my own doubts. Be free with me. Be free. Be free with me. Be free. Not looking back, eyes on the freeway, Bonnie and Clyde, a classic cliche. We're on the run, this is what we waited for. Oh, yeah. Take my hand, we'll make it somehow. We can't miss out. I'm done living life with.
This was a little coffee table that I picked up at a car boot sale, really cheap, years and years ago. It has been sat in the summer house because I had nowhere to put it, but I got rid of a massive armchair that I had sat here, and this was the perfect spot for it, right at the window, and of course gave me an extra surface for some house plants. The plan was always to chalk paint the table, so I'm going to do that today. I'm just going to do the bottom and the legs. I'm going to leave the top as pine and give it a nice wax. It should match my other furniture, which I'll show you now. I've got this unit here. I bought it already painted, so it will match nicely. But I also have another unit here, which I painted myself. It's not, I didn't do the best job of painting it, but I'm going to use the same colour of paint for that one, for the table. This is the paint that I like to use for doing chalk painting furniture, and it's the Rust-Oleum. The colour's Hessian, which I'm pretty certain is the same colour as the unit that I just showed you, so it should tie in with that. The chalk paint does not need a primer, which is excellent. It means that I can just paint straight onto the wood. I did already sand the table down when I brought it in the sitting room. I may just give it a really light sand just so that the paint sticks better. It's a really nice sunny day today, so I'm going to take the table outside and do it there, and the gentle breeze should help to dry it as well. So I should be able to give it what it needs, which will be 2 or 3 coats, I would imagine. And I would think that I could get all of that done today. So I'm going to go and get dressed and get on with that.
From the jump, up top when I speak, all cap with the speech till they caught up in the rapture. I'm so out of line with the phrase game. Let's take a break, been a long day. Hit your line, what you fall through with the light sticks. Maybe help me spark the ideas. We got nowhere else to go, it's only up from there. I've been on my own, just running through the fields. Say vivid for the ears, I know that's how they like it. Yeah, I fantasize it. Tell me that it's real when it's all said and done. I said it how I feel it. I let them hear the fear of a passive aggressive angry black man with a passion. Steady grip while I shoot to the stars with a full clip. Chatting line with a loose leaf, then I proofread till I lose sleep. Couldn't handle the truth, me your bed with the right. Love it first.
I was never the one to write up a song for just anyone. I was always the one to find myself lost in old conversations. Oh, 'cause I've always been told that things will unfold if you keep on waiting. But then you came along and proved me all wrong. I was so mistaken, 'cause you glue all the pieces back together. Yeah, you take all my wrongs and make them better. Yeah, you're making me wanna try forever. And I feel so free, oh my sweet baby. was never the one to give up the ghost. No, I was so stuck. I kept on playing my part, wanting to give up cause nothing was changing. But with you it's so clear, and now that you're here I see colors in every spectrum. Guess I finally learned my lesson. Cause you glue all the pieces back together. Yeah, you take all my wrongs and make them better. Yeah, you're making me wanna try forever. And I feel so free, oh my sweet baby.
Hello, how are you? Welcome back to my little vlog. I am just sitting down and enjoying my very first cup of coffee from my own espresso machine in about a week and a half. I am back from my holiday. I told you that I was going away last week, so spent the week in the Trossachs, which was so nice, really relaxing. Very typical Scottish lochs weather though. It was quite drizzly and quite cloudy. And of course we've come home and now the sun's out. We're having a little, well, some people are calling it a heat wave, but actually it's just summer. Summer has arrived and we've got sun. There was an espresso machine in the apartment on holiday, but it was the older version. So I took some pods that I bought in Lidl and I mean, they were perfectly fine, but it's nowhere near as good as the newer machine, like with the little rounded pods. This one is so good, so I've been looking forward to it all week. And I forgot to have a coffee since I came home, so this is my first one. I thought I'm going to make a coffee to sit down and have while I chat to you. Matches my top, doesn't it? This is Kath Kidson, this is Jules, I think. I got a lot of these vests because it's something that I live in the summer, like the nice pretty vests. I think I got a lot of them on Vinted or eBay, so I didn't pay full price for them. Oh, that is so good. The other one doesn't come close. It's so good. Yeah, so I just thought I'd do a little catch up here. I don't have a massive amount to share with you, but I thought we'll just get a little vlog in and we'll have a little catch up. We are now halfway through our summer holidays here in Scotland and I can't believe how fast they're flying by. Usually I find the holidays a bit of a struggle, like just me mentally, not physically, like there's no struggle with my son or anything like that. I just have really found them quite difficult the past few years. He will be 15 next month, so I've spent quite a few summers from maybe when he was about from 11, 12, 13, telling myself to enjoy them and enjoy spending time with him because I knew that the day would come when he just didn't want to spend time with me and go places with me, and that time is now. Last summer that was quite apparent, that he didn't want to do much, and probably the year before as well, and I found that so difficult to sort of deal with because my expectation was we're going to do all these things that we've always done, so my expectation was like way up here, whereas in reality it was like way down here and he did not want to do much with me at all, and I found that so hard. It really kind of upset me quite a lot because it was kind of like the marking of the passing of time and I'd lost my little boy and all that kind of thing, because we did spend a lot of time together, we did a lot of things together, so I found that tough because I thought, oh, we'll be going here and we'll be going there and we're doing this, and he just didn't want to do any of it with his mum. Of course he doesn't. This summer I've come to terms with that and my expectation has been low. Not in a bad way, just I know that if I want to do stuff I'll have to do it on my own or with other people, or just not expect that my son will do it with me. So once I've dropped the expectation, I haven't been so disappointed. So it's taken me a while to come to that sort of conclusion as to how to deal with it. Although in saying that, at the beginning of the holidays he came out and he played pool with me, and yesterday we went to St Andrews, which was lovely. He was in such a good mood. He'd been at his dad's for a week while I'd been away as well, so it was just nice to be back together again. I think we'd missed each other. He sort of, I said to him, did you miss me? And he said, yeah, a little bit. And I think that actually slipped out. I don't think he meant to say it, because as soon as he said it he was like, no I didn't, no I didn't mean to say that, I meant not even a little bit. And I was like, no you said you did. So it was quite funny. So we went to St Andrews and it was beautiful, sunny, we got an ice cream and we had a walk and he chatted my ear off all the time. about cars because he's mega into cars. So yeah, it was a lovely day. So yeah, maybe we'll get another little day out somewhere, I don't know, but my expectation will not be too high. If it happens, that would be great. I won't pin too much on it happening, but yeah, so that's how I'm navigating summer these days. And yeah, last year and particularly the year before that, I really felt like lost, kind of lost. But yeah, I'm fine now. I've come to terms with it, and as people keep telling me, he'll come back to doing stuff with me. Like, this is just what happens in the teenage years, so I'm just going with it for now, and taking those small wins when I can. And I know a lot of you will totally identify with what I'm saying. So yeah, anyway, enough about that. I am getting some work done in my garden this afternoon. I've got a really big cherry tree out the front and one out the I've got a really big one out the back and a fairly big one out the front, and they've just become unmanageable, so they're getting cut, not right down, just cut to a much more sort of sensible height. So the one in the back garden is currently, it blocks out a lot of sun past the afternoon, past lunchtime, so kind of looking forward to getting the sun back in my garden because I do love the sun. If I can get out and sit out and read my book or knit or whatever, I will. And it used to be the case that I could sit in my garden until 7 o'clock at night and have the sun, but because of the trees, I can't do that. It's in shade. So this one coming down should make a big difference, so I'm happy about that. I'm not happy that it's costing me an absolute fortune on money that could go on something more fun, but this is grown-up life. You have to spend money on boring stuff, and it's kind of my neighbour that prompted this to happen because he's got a conservatory and the trees in between two gardens, so he's a bit worried about his conservatory should anything happen to the tree and the winds and stuff. So yeah, it's my responsibility, so yeah, doing that. And the one at the front's going to get taken down a bit as well, so that's happening this afternoon. So I've had to move a lot of my pots, and I have a lot of pots, so I've moved them out of the way. I hope that I've moved stuff enough, but that will let me give the patio a good clean up afterwards. And yeah, I can't wait to get back out in the sunshine once it's all been cleared up. So that's happening this afternoon. So I'm at that point of I've got something going on, so I can't settle to do much else before it, so I thought this would be kind of perfect. I can chat to you while I wait for the tree surgeons to come. Right, I'm going to tell you what I'm reading. I'm reading The Pearl Sister. I took this away on holiday and I've read that much. Didn't even start the other book that I took. There wasn't that much time to sit and read. We were quite busy a lot of the time. So I've read that much. I am loving this one. Every time I read a new one in this series, I think, oh, I love this one. This is the best. And I enjoy it the most. And I'm loving this one so much as well. The story's just so captivating. Like, the characters just, it draws you straight in. Really enjoying it. And each one is in like a different country, different background, a little bit of different sort of history, but just a tiny bit, not enough that it's boring or you feel like you're learning too much, but really interesting. And already I've gone off to Google stuff that's in this one because it's just, yeah, really interesting. This one, without giving too much away, this one takes us to Australia, and if all the books were set in part was like modern day and part kind of 100 years or so ago, so it's really interesting. Yeah, loving it, to the point again where it's like I want to read it so much but I don't want it to end, but I'm also really intrigued by the rest of the books in the series, so yeah, I'm happy to keep on reading. Yeah, I'll finish this one and then I'll move on to the Ellie Griffiths one that I've got sitting waiting as well, and then I'll order the next one in this series. But loving it, really loving it. And the other thing to catch you up on is my knitting, which I took away with me, and I did have visions of having loads of time to knit and to read, and it just didn't happen. I did a few rows of my knitting, not a lot. I can't remember where I was when I last showed you, but yeah, I've not done a lot. So here is how my shawl, it's not much of a shawl at the moment, but here's how it looks. The colour is, you're kind of, yeah, it's getting a bit lighter on the screen than it actually is. It's a little bit more deeper in colour, but it's quite interesting to see the way that the different colours come through and what sort of pattern they're going to make. And as the rows get longer, it will change from little stripes, I think, and here I'm getting little patches of colour. So yeah, I've really not done a massive amount, but yeah, we've got the rest of the summer to keep working on that, so I'll have to get back to that. I haven't really picked it up much since I've been home either, but I will. Yeah, I've just spent the past few days getting used to being back home again, which is always a bit strange after being away, isn't it? I actually haven't been on holiday for about 5 years, so it felt really strange leaving home, leaving Tilly. Yeah, it was a very strange feeling, but it's nice to be back, but it always takes me a while to get back in my routine, and plus the summer holidays mean that the routine is just completely out the window. And although, as I've said, I don't spend a lot of time taking my son out or going out with him, I do switch my alarm off. I don't have it on in the mornings, so I do take it a bit easier. I do have that luxury being self-employed, but at the same time, I'm finding it very difficult to have the discipline to go upstairs and work, like especially when it's really sunny. So I'm having to find the balance there. Did I put in the last video the footage of the summer boxes going out? I can't remember. I think I might have done. They are all out now, and I've already had some reviews back in my shop, which is great. Thank you if you leave reviews in my shop. It's really nice to get your feedback. I know that there were a couple of boxes going. One was going to Australia, some are going to America, so I'm not sure when they'll be received. So I can't share the contents yet, but I will at some point. My mind is now moving on to thoughts of autumn and of course Christmas. Whether to do an autumn box again, I'm not sure. I did one last year which was really good fun. So yeah, I've got a lot to think about, a lot of planning, but usually I just give myself a push and I'm left last minute working, trying to get everything done, but that seems to be the best way that I work. I seem to create stress for myself, but that works for me. So I'm going to have a think about that, so stay tuned. Maybe let you know in the next video whether I'm going to do something autumnal or not. The boxes I did in the summer all had a little fabric basket in them. It took a lot of work to make the baskets, actually. There seemed to be a lot more work involved than making the project bags, so again, something to think about going forward, what I want to include in the boxes that would be handmade by me. I do have 1 or 2 ideas just for something a little bit different, other than like a project bag to go in them. So again, just more stuff for me to think about. I'm currently putting together, I'm sorting out my scraps, my fabric scraps, because the little tub that I keep them in is literally splitting at the seams. Can't speak. So I've been just going through that, ironing the scraps just so that they're nice and I can see what I've got. So they will be in my shop now when you see the video. So obviously the numbers are limited depending on how many scraps I've got, but I should have quite a lot of packs available because there are a lot of scraps and I've not sorted them out for a year, I think. So there's a year's worth in there. So there'll be a bit of everything from wintry, Christmassy type scraps through to everything else you've seen used in my shop, and they will vary from this type of canvas fabric, which is just a little bit thicker than your cotton, and there's also lots of cottons in there as well. It's all 100% cotton, perfect for quilting, English paper piecing, patchwork, making notions pouches, project bags, cushions, home furnishings, all that kind of thing. And most pieces are quite small, so you would have to patch some together, make things out of patchwork, or just do some really small projects. But they're all totally usable, and if you're anything like me, no scrap gets thrown away, so there's so much possibility in there, so many little bits and pieces. I've been pulling out a few that I want to keep for myself as well, so I think I'll be doing some scrappy projects as well soon, so keep an eye on the vlogs to see what I use those for. I think that's all I've got to catch you up on for now. Let me know what your summer plans are. What are you up to? Are you going on holiday? Are you staying at home? Got anything nice planned? I have got another little break planned in a couple of weeks' time. I'm going down to Northumberland and hoping to go to Alnwick Castle to look at the gardens and a couple of other properties down there, and I'd really like to visit a nice beach as well. So if anyone has any recommendations for that area, let me know, whether it's restaurants, cafes, little shops, beaches, parks, anything you think that I'd like. Let me know. And I will catch up with you next time. Thank you for joining me and see you soon. Bye.
I didn't know I was telling a lie. It's been a long day for sure. How could I resist your smile? Can we move on as before? I could wait for 1,000 years, but it won't do us any good. Will you bet if you get the chance? I know I surely would. When you're away, there's a hole in my heart. Feels like a deja vu. So come back soon, you are my missing part. I know that you'll be you, 'cause you're my sweetheart.